Hello, dear students. So last time's lesson was about birds, which is a group of vertebrates. Vertebrates are animals with a vertebral column, also called a spine or a backbone, while invertebrates do not have a backbone. Vertebrates are classified into 5 groups: fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. And we talked about the first 4 groups of vertebrates. Let's start by comparing a fish, which is the trout fish, to an amphibian, which is in here the golden toad. Both animals are vertebrates for sure. They reproduce by laying eggs, so they are both oviparous animals. And they both don't have a fixed body temperature, so they are both cold-blooded animals. What are the differences? The trout fish has disconnected scales covering its body, while toads or the golden toad has a moist, slimy, shiny skin. The trout fish breathe with its gills, while toads or adult ones use their lungs and their moist skin to breathe. Fish do not go through metamorphosis, while toads, since they are amphibians, they go through metamorphosis. They change a lot, and young toads do not look like adult toads. Another example, let's compare an amphibian, which is the marbled salamander, to a reptile, which is the tortoise, the Greek tortoise. Both animals are vertebrates for sure. They lay eggs and they are both cold-blooded. They don't have a fixed body temperature. The marbled salamander, which is an amphibian, has a moist, slimy skin, while the tortoise, which is a reptile, is covered with connected or attached dry scales. The salamander, the adult salamander, use its lungs and moist skin to breathe, but the tortoise, which lives on land, breathe with its lungs. Salamanders go through metamorphosis. So young salamanders do not look like big salamanders. Reptiles do not go through metamorphosis. So young ones look like big ones, like adult ones. Salamanders lay their eggs in water. Amphibians lay their eggs in water, and then young amphibians hatch from the eggs, and then they spend the first stage of their lives in water, while reptiles lay their eggs on land. So as you saw, they are both oviparous animals. They both lay eggs, but there is a difference in this point since amphibians lay eggs in water, but reptiles lay eggs on land. A third example, we are comparing a reptile to a bird. In this case, we have a flightless bird, which is the kiwi bird. So let's start by the similarities. Both animals are vertebrates. They reproduce by laying eggs, and they use their lungs to breathe. What's the difference? Now, gharials have connected scales covering their bodies, while kiwi birds have feathers covering their bodies. Gharials are cold-blooded animals, while birds, which have feathers, are warm-blooded animals and they have a fixed body temperature. Gharials do not care for their youngs. They just lay their eggs and then leave their youngs, and then the youngs hatch from the eggs, and the mothers do not care for them, while birds take care of their young. Now, the kiwi bird is a flightless bird, but most of the birds can fly, and there are 4 different adaptations that help birds fly. Let's start with the feathers, wings, lightweight bones, and strong chest muscles. So birds have feathers, have wings, their bones are not heavy, so they have lightweight bones, and their chest muscles are strong enough to help them fly. What about mammals now? Today's lesson is about mammals. Mammals are vertebrates for sure. And what cover the bodies of mammals? Look at the sheep. Look at the sheep. The sheep has wool covering its body. While lions, so look at the male lion, it has hair and the female has fur. The bat, which is the only flying mammal, has also fur covering its body. So mammals are covered with hair, fur, and wool. Okay, this what keeps mammals warm. So they are warm-blooded animals. We are mammals. We are covered with fur and hair, and we have a fixed body temperature equal to 37 degrees, and we maintain this temperature even in the coldest weathers or in the hottest weathers. So we are warm-blooded animals. So again, mammals are covered with wool, hair, or fur, and they are warm-blooded animals like birds. So you know now that birds and mammals are warm-blooded animals. Those mammals use their lungs to breathe. Since most mammals live on land, so they use their lungs to breathe, and even the mammals living in water, such as dolphins, whales use their lungs to breathe. So dolphins and whales are mammals living in water, but they breathe using their lungs. So let me write here, mammals use their lungs to breathe, and most mammals live on land. Mammals take care of their babies. So look, mammals care for their youngs. They do not leave them. They take care of them until they become ready to start living by themselves. And mothers make milk to feed their babies. So mothers, the mammals make milk to feed their babies. Look at this video. Here we have a young elephant feeding or eating milk, feeding on the milk from his mom. So mammals take care of their babies. There are three groups of mammals, which are the placental mammals, monotremes, and marsupials. Three groups of mammals: placental mammals, monotremes, and marsupials. Placental mammals are the ones we all know, and you know lots of examples. They give birth to young. They do not lay eggs. We are placental mammals. So people are placental mammals, okay? They are viviparous animals and not oviparous animals because they give birth to babies. They are viviparous animals. They are placental mammals. Some examples are elephants, horses, cats, dogs, mice, bears, sheep. So those animals, they do not lay eggs. They give birth to young. And for sure, they feed their babies milk. What about monotremes? Monotremes is the group of egg-laying mammals. So this group contains the platypus and the echidna. Okay, the platypus and the echidna are mammals because they have fur covering their bodies. They breathe with their lungs. They are warm-blooded animals. So those are mammals. They feed their babies milk, but instead of giving birth, like most mammals do, like placental mammals do, they lay eggs. So again, there are two examples that you need to memorize: the platypus and the echidna. Those are two animals that reproduce by laying eggs, but when the babies hatch from the eggs, they feed on their mommy's milk. What about the marsupials? So look at this. These mammals have a pouch like the kangaroo, because babies, which are the joeys, we call them joeys, the babies of marsupials are called the joeys. And when they are born very small and they are not ready for life. So they stay in their mommy's pouch until they are ready to start living by themselves. Examples are kangaroo, koala, the bilby, the wombat, the numbat, and Tasmanian devil. So there are a lot of species of animals with pouches, and they keep their joeys in these pouches. So what do we know now about mammals? Mammals are covered with hair, fur, or wool. They breathe using their lungs, even the mammals living in water. Mammals feed their babies milk, they care for their young, and these animals are warm-blooded animals. Mammals are classified into three groups: placental mammals, monotremes, and marsupial. Monotremes are the egg-laying mammals, like the platypus and the echidna, and the marsupials are the pouched mammals. Those mammals have a pouch to keep their joeys inside until they are ready. Let's compare a bird to a mammal, the blue jay to the horse. Both are vertebrates for sure. They are warm-blooded animals and they breathe using their lungs. They are different. Blue jays have feathers covering their bodies, while horses have fur and hair covering their bodies. Blue jay reproduce by laying eggs, while horses reproduce by giving birth to young. So blue jays are oviparous animals, while horses are viviparous animals. Blue jays, the birds, have 2 legs and 2 wings to move, while horses use their 4 legs to move. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them.